Hi, I'm Alex from E2 Language. Welcome to this video featuring a good essay and a bad essay. I'm going to give you a topic and we'll look at the introduction, good and bad. We'll also look at body 1 together. Body 2, you're going to examine on your own. And at the end of the video, I'll show you where to download the full sample, the good one, that is. First things first though, I'm going to refer to the marking criteria a little bit through this video. So I want you to make sure that you understand the IELTS Writing Task 2 criteria. And luckily we have a video showing you just that. Check out this video to find out all about the IELTS marking criteria. Don't take the test without understanding what the examiner wants from you. That is critical, that is everything. By the way, have you subscribed yet? If not, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything here on E2 IELTS. Okay, here we go with a Task 2 topic from a real recent IELTS test. The instructions up the top and down the bottom are the same for every Task 2. You should spend about 40 minutes on this task, give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Write at least 250 words. Okay, but we're interested in the topic inside the box. Some people think that products should be made to last as long as possible, while others think making the products cheap is more important. Discuss both views and express your own opinion. If you want to have a go, pause the video now and try to write your own response to this essay. Otherwise, let's have a look at 2 introductions. Let's start with the good introduction. When buying a product, most people weigh up price versus quality. While some feel that durability should be the main priority, others argue that affordability is more important. In this essay, I will examine both views and explain why I feel that companies and customers need to make responsible decisions. Okay, let me show you why this is a good introduction. Firstly, it has 3 parts to it. Now, this is actually not part of the official criteria, but it is a standardized or a conventional way to structure an introduction. We have a background statement, then a paraphrase of the question, and then our position statement, basically telling the reader what's coming up and what do I think. Notice the paraphrase of the question, which starts here in the second sentence, and see how it's very different from the words in the question. Some people think that products should be made to last as long as possible. And in the intro, while some feel that durability should be the main priority, the writer is saying the same thing, but not borrowing chunks of language from the question. And that is part of the IELTS criteria. And in fact, it's part of the procedure for the examiner. If the examiner spots too many words from the introduction without any changes to them, they will simply ignore that text and actually cut it from your word count too. So paraphrasing the question, an important step. Another reason this is a good introduction is that there is a clear position. So look down here right near the end. I will examine both views and explain why I feel that something, something, something. Explain why I feel. That is really important for your score. If you watch the other video, remember in task response, to score band 7 and up, you must present a clear position throughout the essay. Remember that word, throughout. So that means top to bottom, intro, body, conclusion, not just conclusion. So this clear position, why I feel that companies and customers need to make responsible decisions, that is really, really important for the score. The final thing I want to point out is the topic-specific language in this intro. So we've got in the first line words like buying, product, and then weigh up, price, quality. All of these words are related to this topic about a product lasting a long time versus a product that is cheap. That's the topic that we're talking about, shopping. So the examiner is really noticing those words that relate to this topic, not just vague, generalized words. In the second sentence, look at these words: durability, priority, affordability. Third one, customers, companies, responsible decisions. Lots of rich vocabulary here. So only 3 sentences, but this writer is off to a really good start. So let's take this checklist and have a look at an introduction that is not so good. Here it is. Let's read. When buying a product, most people weigh up price versus quality. That first sentence is exactly the same as the one in the good introduction. Some think that products should be made to last as long as possible. Others think making the products cheap is more important. In this essay, I will examine both views and provide my own opinion. Now, it's actually kind of close to the good paragraph, but there are some important differences here. So yes, there are 3 parts to this introduction, just like in the good intro. But has this writer paraphrased the question? Here's the question again. Some people think that products should be made to last as long as possible, while others think making the products cheap is more important. Notice how the writer has just taken that language and put it into the second sentence. Some think that products should be made to last as long as possible. There's a missing linker here. Others think making the products cheap. Others think making the products cheap. So an examiner would simply disregard that sentence and remove it from the word count. So no paraphrase here. What else is wrong? Is there a clear position? Let's look at the final sentence. In this essay, I will examine both views and provide my own opinion. So as an examiner, I'm crying here and wondering, what is your opinion? That's what I want to know. I will examine both views and explain why I feel something. So this writer has not provided a clear position. What about topic-specific language? Have a look at this intro. What language can you notice that is directly related to this theme? The first sentence is pretty good when buying a product, price, quality. The second sentence, of course, is lifted directly from the question, so it doesn't really matter what the language is in there. And that final sentence, I will examine both views and provide my own opinion. You could stick that sentence onto any essay, this type of essay, and get away with it. But to an examiner, there's nothing interesting about that sentence. There's nothing to show that you understand the topic or that you have a range of vocabulary to discuss it. So is there topic-specific language? No, not enough. Also, just one quick thing to mention is the grammar error, which is here in the second sentence. Some think that products should be made to last as long as possible, comma, others think making the product and so on. This is a run-on sentence, very common error. So that's also going to affect the score. So here are our 2 introductions side by side. Good on the left, not so good on the right. When writing your own introduction, keep these things in mind. Let's go on to body 1 now. Now this time I want you to read the 2 body 1s and think for yourself which one is the good one and which one is the bad one. We've got A on the left and B on the right. Take 1 minute to read A and B and choose the best one. So hopefully you realize that A is the strong body 1 and B needs some attention. So let's have a look at what makes A so much better. First of all, notice the structure. So at E2, we teach a PEEL structure. That stands for point, explain, example, effect, link. If you want to know more about that, it's inside the course materials on e2language.com. But you can see it here in this paragraph. The main point is in the first line. Those who prioritize quality argue that if products lasted longer, waste could be reduced. That is the main point of this paragraph. Some people think durability is the most important thing because of the environmental impact, the waste. Second sentence explains this a bit more. That's the first E in PEEL. Indeed, it is obvious that as products have become almost disposable, the amount of landfill is growing. So that's the explanation. How does better durability impact waste and impact the environment? Next sentence, the next E, is an example. Most people, for instance, buy a new phone every 2 to 3 years, regardless of need. Specific example, as a reader, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You've probably done the same thing, upgraded your phone even though you didn't need to. The next E is the effect. What impact does this buying of mobile phones have? This throwaway mentality drives, pushes, leads to more production, which also contributes to environmental damage through raw material extraction, taking stuff out of the ground, factory emissions, transportation, and packaging. The final sentence of this paragraph is L. This is where we just return to the topic, return to the question, or sometimes we link forward to the next paragraph. If we only bought one mobile phone per decade instead, we could dramatically reduce this impact. So this is a beautifully structured paragraph. So within this beautiful paragraph, there is a single idea which is relevant, extended, and supported. And that is a feature of Band 8 and Band 9 in task response. Relevant, extended, supported ideas. So the writer hasn't just said making products last longer is good for the environment. They've also explained how and why and given a specific example. That's what it means to give a relevant, extended, supported idea. Let's think about linking. All the sentences here are holding hands. Each sentence has some kind of connection to the sentence before and after. I'll show you what I mean. Those who prioritize quality argue that if products lasted longer, waste could be reduced. So that's my topic sentence. The next sentence should somehow hang on to that first sentence. And it does it here with this linking word, indeed. Indeed, it is obvious that as products have become almost disposable, blah, blah, blah. Next paragraph should be holding hands again. Most people, for instance, this is my linking word here, or my linking expression. For instance, I'm giving an example of what I mentioned in the sentence before. How about the next sentence from here? What's the connection? How are they holding hands? This throwaway mentality. This throwaway mentality refers to something I mentioned in the sentence before, and so on. So notice that each sentence is connected to each other. They're not just sitting out there all by themselves. Another thing to notice is that the linking attracts no attention. So yes, each sentence is linked to the one before and after. But when you look at that paragraph, you almost don't see those linking words because, like this, for instance, it's sitting inside the sentence, not at the beginning, the way that indeed is. Also a linking word like this and a linking word like instead. They're in there, but they're not obvious. They're not always at the beginning of the sentence, not big linking words like however, therefore, moreover. So sophisticated linking, barely noticeable. Very important if you want to score Band 8 or higher in coherence and cohesion. Grammar-wise, we've got some complex sentences here. Here's one using the conjunction if. Here is one with as. We've got a relative clause here, which also contributes, and another if sentence at the end here. Complex sentences, not complicated sentences. If you want to know more about how to write complex sentences, click on the link to watch our video on that. Remember in the introduction I mentioned that topic-specific language, topic-specific vocabulary. Can you see some more of that in this body one? So we've got things like prioritize quality, products lasted longer, waste, disposable, landfill. Even this one, new phone, specific type of product. Throwaway mentality, drives production, environmental damage. Lots and lots of rich vocab relevant to this topic. So the examiner would reward that topic-specific vocabulary with 7 or above. Band 7, remember you need less common lexical items. Think of that as topic-specific language. So if you're writing an essay about art, the examiner is trawling through, looking for vocabulary related to that topic. So same in this case, we're talking about products, prices. The examiner wants to see relevant vocab. All of these things and more create this beautiful body 1 paragraph. Let's flip it now and have a look at the bad body paragraph. This paragraph reads, firstly, some people think products should be durable. They say that products should last a long time. However, these days, some products only last a short time. If products lasted longer, it would be better. Now, grammatically, it's all correct here. However, hopefully you notice this structure, 2 things. This structure does not follow the Peel format, but more importantly, the ideas are not extended and supported. Some people think products should be durable. They say products should last a long time. See how those 2 sentences, they're actually saying the same thing. Some people think products should last longer. Some people think products should last longer. However, these days, some products only last a short time. That's not taking the idea forward at all. It's just saying the opposite thing. If products lasted longer, it would be better. Again, we're repeating exactly the same point as the first 2 sentences. So this paragraph really goes nowhere. If you compare it to the other body paragraph, which took that idea about durability and the impact on the environment and really drew out the idea as far as it could go, this one is obviously much, much weaker. So no Peel structure and no relevant extended supported idea. Now, other sentences holding hands here. I've got linking words like firstly, they, however. So they're sort of holding hands, but as I mentioned, the flow of ideas doesn't really make sense. It's just the same thing over and over. So holding hands, but not in a good way. Next bullet point, linking attracts no attention. So when you look at that paragraph, is the linking obvious? Words like this, firstly, comma, however, comma, these are examples of mechanical linking. Now, this paragraph's not too bad, but if all of the sentences use linking in that way, linking word, comma, that is classic mechanical linking, which will limit your score in coherence and cohesion to band 6. Make sure you watch that video on marking criteria. If you don't know what mechanical linking is, it is important to know what it is and not to do it on test day. How about grammar? Have we got some complex sentences? The final sentence is a complex sentence, starting with if. However, the rest of them are simple sentences. Now, it's totally fine in your essay to use a combination, simple, compound, and complex, but this paragraph doesn't really demonstrate a wide range, certainly not the range required for band 7 or higher. Topic-specific vocabulary. When you look at that paragraph, what interesting, less common topic-specific words can you see? We've got the word product, durable, products, last a long time, products, very repetitive, right? So this writer has not demonstrated the range that the previous writer demonstrated. So that's the intro and body 1, good versus bad. Let's have a look at body 2, and I want you to do the analysis this time. I'm going to show you both of them, and I want you to put into the comments below what you think are the good things and the bad things about these body paragraphs. Take 2 minutes to read the good and the bad and put your ideas into the comments section. All right, let's have a look at the full essays. Now I'm going to start with the bad one and then I'm going to give you the good one to have a look at yourself. Now you'll notice straight away that the bad essay is too short. It's only about 150 words, much, much too short. Take 2 minutes and read through the whole essay quickly. So what makes this essay not so good? How could the writer improve? First of all, big problem, the writer has addressed the task only partially. So remember that the topic was discuss both views plus your opinion. In this essay, there is no writer's opinion. So that is going to really bring down the task response score. A related problem is the missing position. So this writer hasn't given their position even in the conclusion. This is going to limit this essay unbelievably, to a band 3 in task response. So at the end of the essay, I don't know what the writer thinks. Band 3, task response. Another problem, still in the task response criterion, the ideas are not developed. So we looked at this in body 1 together. It's not enough to just say the idea over and over. It's also not enough to just list 4 or 5 ideas. You have to extend, develop support. Tell me why, tell me how, give me a specific example, give me the effect as well. This essay is very repetitive. If you see how many times the word products is used, you'll be surprised. So there is very little range here in terms of vocab. The linking is quite mechanical, in particular in body 2, where the linking word is at the start of the sentence in almost every sentence. Mechanical linking, no more than band 6 in coherence and cohesion. As I mentioned, the writer has not demonstrated a wide range. In fact, there's quite a limited range of vocab. And similarly for grammar. Besides that first error in the introduction, it is error-free. But in terms of range, it is not going to score 7 or above. So that's why that essay is not so good. But let's talk about the good essay. What makes it so good? I want you to download the full sample from the description below and have a think about it yourself. Task response, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, those are the 4 criteria. Why is that essay so much better? Feel free to share your comments in the comments section below as well. Remember that when it comes to IELTS writing, practice is key. You can join me and the other IELTS teachers on e2language.com for our daily live classes. We can assess your writing for you, take a one-on-one tutorial, and heaps more. Sign up today at E2 Language. I'll see you there. Bye.